Hello, my name is Omar Abasad. It is June 1st, 2018 at 5:43 p.m. in Toronto. So I just came in from doing some errands. I was at the bank and some stores around the bank and in the bus as well. So here are some of the things I heard in the store. There is no privacy for this, and this is exactly what I hear outside the window over and over and over again by the contractors, which I recorded and put on the YouTube. There is no privacy for this. The worker, by name, has been looking at her for a long time. He will never let her go. He's used to her. She's a blankety blank whore. She f's herself, and these are the same comments that's being repeated over and over and over and over and over again. So somebody signed me in and submitted another report. And as to why these reports are being made is a good question because I'm flagged. And the person who's flagging is getting the surveillance rights. It's been outsourced. So it's a cover for trafficking. So as many people as who are getting the contract to monitor, these are the people who are buying. So people are putting me into the system and then signing me out, which is buy and sell. So this is the purchasing process that's in place under the cover of flagging. There is no question that I'm being trafficked and which is going to be in a courtroom. I heard that my sister-in-law, had the contract to surveil and still does. She's been signing me in and out. I heard she's been giving it to members of the family to surveil on her behalf. And she's been getting copies of the report, and she's the one who's determining whether to give me due process or not. As to why that's the case, I don't know. I heard that the police is insisting that I was mentally insane at some point in my life. This is not true. What is happening is that I was flagged and I was being harassed. And the harassment, of course, you would react to the harassment when you don't know what's going on initially. Now I understand the process because I've been harassed for 15 years now. I understand what's going on, and I understand the process that's taken place because it's been done so many, 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 many times, and I've been harassed about what's going on so many, 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 many times. So from these comments, this is what I'm gathering is happening. This is the process. So if I was really mentally insane, I wouldn't be able to do this. I wouldn't be able to formulate analyze the process. I wouldn't be able to formulate the template that's being used. Because it is a template. It's an experimental template that's being used, the cover for the experimentation is the flagging. So I had these Muslim men named Sarmad, Khalid, Brethren, Alwin, and all these names who has taken the account to surveil and subcontracted to other Muslim people. And this would explain why the two Muslim women came after me in the store. And Muslim women after that came after me in other stores, commenting on how obese I am, how fat I am, and really gross to look at. So somebody obviously is looking at me. Share, so my silhouette is seen. So how fat or thin you are will be seen clearly. I saw her take a shower. I saw her in the bathroom, using the bathroom. And she wets the floor when she uses the bathroom. And all these comments about personal things, which is harassment, criminal harassment. And nobody should be living like this. This is against my human rights. I shouldn't be harassed like this anywhere I go. I heard that somebody released information about me. The report has been released in the public about me. And I heard the worker in the building has done this. I heard that other monitors did this as well. I heard some German names. Um, and these people have access to technology that gerbils, which means that they stimulate your genitals, basically. So as I said in other videos, stimulating my genitals doesn't make me a prostitute. Violating my privacy does not make me a prostitute. Looking at me sleep does not make me a prostitute. It means that you're acting upon me and you're trying to make me a prostitute, which is never going to happen. Um, so none of this is going to make me a sex slave or a prostitute. God knows you're trying, or you being the perpetrators who's listening to this. who are listening to this. So it's not going to work. I mean, initially, when it was being done, you need to understand how it's being done. So once the understanding gets in place, there is no way it's going to happen. There's no way it's going to be effective anymore because I know exactly how it's being done, by who it's being done, and why it's being done. Now, if it's being done subtly and people are looking at you and not making comments, then of course you're not going to know. And this has been done for years, I'm suspecting. There's a lot of cults and groups out there who has access to this kind of technology, who will take advantage of it, satanic groups and so on, who will access you at night, who will look at you at night. And if nobody's making any comments about it, then there's no way you're going to know that somebody's looking at you. It's very easy to hook up your home to the net and look at you without you knowing. Very easily done, especially if you're using through the wall technology. So none of this is going to turn me into a criminal of any sort because it doesn't fit my personality profile, as I said before. So there are instances in which bus drivers are conversing with passengers coming in who are perpetrators, who are stalkers, who will engage the drivers in conversation. Like, there are certain people who are sex slaves and so on and so on and so on. Sometimes the bus drivers, take part. Sometimes they don't. Anyway, so this is it's a global agenda. As I said, it's went global. I was stalked in several different countries, so it has to be global. It was never about overtly raping with technologies that you can feel so obviously. If it was subtle, it was maybe a burning sensation between the legs or a burning sensation on the breasts, and it wouldn't occur to you that somebody's doing it to you. It could be chafing, it could be, whatever. But when people are making comments about we're gerbling you, like the worker does outside my window and the contractors, no privacy for you, then obviously somebody's doing it. And this is not all in my head. So there's all kinds of evidence for what I'm saying. So anybody who comes in my unit and try to pull me out based on an emergency, there's no emergency, there is no aggression. There is symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, and if I feel in fear, I will verbalize inside of my home. I tweet when I feel in fear, as in the buses sometimes. You don't know who's coming on the bus, and especially if some of these people are acting out, as in talking very, very, very loudly, and talking about raping women and so on, and about sex slaves. This makes me feel fearful. So I will tweet the people out. I will. And given in today what's going on in today's society, you don't know who's coming on that bus. And I tweet the bus number as well. So and this is relevant information. If one of these people become violent, this is relevant information for the police, basically. And I am a target, so people will come on the bus to target me. So it's a really good thing for my name not to be on that list because it's putting other people's lives in danger. In the process of targeting me, you put other people's lives in danger, other women's lives in danger. Talk to you another time.